Now, I invite you to our conference that will be given by Professor El Albani. So Professor El Albani will talk about the origin of life on Earth. That he is making much more older than what it was previously, 2.1 billion years. Wow. So Professor El Albani is a doctor, PhD on geology and sedimentary geochemistry from the University of Lille 1 in French. He was on a postdoc position at University of Kiel in Germany, and he's the head of a multidisciplinary group of research that make fabulous discovery in Gabon, and he will talk about this and share this with us. So his work had the privilege to be published in Nature and had the privilege to have the cover of Nature. And I would just say that I was welcomed by Professor El Albani in Poitiers as invited professor. And I can tell you that in Poitiers, all people know him, and even in the mairie, there was a very big picture of his fossils, and he's a very famous person. So I would like to thank him warmly that he accepted to give this conference. And Professor El Albani is membre fondateur, he's founding member, because he was with us 1 year ago. He gave a conference in our university, and in the same day, it was the day of the creation of At-Tariq Foundation. So thank you so much to be with us, Abdelrazak. Actually, Abdelrazak, we didn't discuss this, but if you can give the talk in English, it would be good. If we want to make it in French, it's good also. But the floor is yours, Abdelrazak. So I will stop. Yeah, I will stop sharing my I will stop sharing my computer to make you share yours. Okay.
So, where is mine?
Okay, perfect. So just.
Yes. C'est bon?
Parfait. C'est parfait. Donc, on t'écoute. Merci beaucoup, Abdelrazak, d'être avec nous.
Vous m'entendez là? Vous m'entendez? Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Pour moi, ça va très bien. Je pense
très bien, Abdelrazak, très bien, Asna.
C'est bon.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous, et merci, merci de m'avoir donné cette occasion d'échanger avec vous. Là, comme tu veux, je peux le faire en anglais ou en français, comme vous voulez. Qu'est-ce que vous préférez là?
Alors, nous avons avec nous Mike Zolensky et Alan Treman.
Là, j'entends rien. Là, je t'entends plus.
Sorry. J'avais arrêté mon micro. Donc, nous avons avec nous professeur Alan Treman et Mike Zolensky de la NASA. Et ils sont là. Donc, bon,
en anglais.
Je pense que ce serait mieux en anglais parce que pratiquement. Alors, je m'excuse auprès de nos membres qui ne sont pas anglophones, mais on le reprendra avec Oustad Talibis. Donc, on le reprendra à un autre moment en français ou en arabe, Inch'Allah, why not? But
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Merci
No,
pour votre
no
compréhension à tous. Merci.
Très bien. So thank you very much for the invitation, and I am proud again to be invited by you, and it's a big, great pleasure to share with you this story. So today we will discuss for 20 minutes, around 20 minutes, about 2.1 billion years ago story, life story, but also Earth story. So we will manage this like this: 10 minutes for 1 billion, and another 10 minutes for another 1 billion. So I am just joking. It will be not like this, but it's just to say that I will summarize as maximum as I can. So now today we would like to discuss about the life story, but it will be below the Darwin hypothesis and Darwin theory. So why I use this term below? Because below in time, because the Darwin theory is based on 520 million years. So because we have a lot of fossils, we have a lot of information, and it's for him, he need more than 10 lives if to explore everything in Proterozoic or Archean things. So today we will focus mainly on this part of Earth, Paleoproterozoic to Neoproterozoic. So in this, I am sorry, sometimes it is in French because, but doesn't matter. I will translate. It's not very difficult. So here we can see some kind of chronological scale, and we have different time period of Earth history. We have the beginning at 4.5 or 5.6 billion, where we have Hadean time with a lot is the beginning. It's a lot of volcanic activity, a lot of magmatic activity. So life at this time is not, how to say, it's absolutely impossible because there is no special conditions favorable for this to have any development. And going toward 3.8 to 3.5 billion years ago, we have the beginning, the formation of ocean, of water. And now we have confirmation, clear confirmation, at least at 3.5 billion years that we have bacterial filaments recorded and discovered by different teams in the world. So there is no doubt about this. But something happened very, very interesting at 2.5. It was this snowball, Huronian glaciation. So before and after this Huronian glaciation, many things change. One is the oxygen story. The oxygen story, before Huronian glaciation, the oxygen was very, very low in the atmosphere and hydrosphere. And after this Huronian glaciation snowball Earth, we have significant increasing of oxygen. So we can imagine that they have some impact on the ocean and on life. After that, we have some kind of drop of oxygen around 1.9 billion years. We have drop of oxygen in the atmosphere and in the ocean, and it was for a long time, for 1 billion. That's why we use the term boring billion. I don't know what is boring because probably there is no big discovery of life story, something like this. But it means that oxygen still very low at this time till the next glaciation around 800 to 900, and after this glaciation, like the first one, we have increasing of oxygen and we have emergence of Ediacaran world. So this is what we know about life and about life story. I will not discuss more about explosion, Cambrian explosion. This is not the objective of our presentation, but I want to present this general presentation about life and Earth history. So now we go to the field work. Now we are in Gabon, and Gabon is located in the western part of Africa. Here on this geological map, we can see here the place where we worked now more than 10 years. It's called Franceville Basin. It's somehow 700 far from the capital, Libreville. And we work at this place. It's very interesting because we have different colors, so that means we have different outcrops and different place where we can find these very old rocks. Now it's schematic geological map. I want just to show in this very summarized map. Here, this yellow star is the place where these fossils are discovered. It's quarry, and all of this red point is just drill cores. We have a lot of drill cores because this place, this basin, is also interesting for mining. So it's interesting for mining company, for manganese, uranium also. Here on the right side, we have this column stratigraphy sequence with different fascias. At the beginning here, we have around 1,000 meter thick of siliciclastic conglomerate, something corresponding to deltaic, continental to deltaic systems. And in the transition between this siliciclastic and the more clay carbonate sequence, we have something very interesting happened here with this formation of natural nuclear reactor, very famous in Gabon. The famous one is Oklo. It will be not the objective today, but it's interesting to mention because it's really exceptional. And here we have around 1,000 meter thick with different formation, different fascias. Here at this place called FP2, FP21, FP2PE, it is a place where we have these fossils. It's sandstone, and above the sandstone, we have black shades. And this fossil is located at this place. Above, we have chert deposit, and above, we have black shades with very high rate of organic carbon. This is Gabon. Gabon and Franceville Basin is a lot of forest gallery, a lot of savanne. So I recognize that sometimes it's very difficult to find outcrops because there is a lot of vegetation. But this is typical of tropical countries. Now, why we are interested by this basin? The reason, there is many reasons. The first one is around 2 billion years, we have in this period called the Middle Age of Earth. The Middle Age of Earth, it's this place, as I call you, between before and after glaciation. So something happened. We have an excellent conservation of fascias, excellent conservation of sediment. So we have a good record with, a good record of sedimentary features, and by chance, these fossils. It's also very interesting for oxygen story. We will discuss about that. And it's also interesting for mining company. We have manganese, and this manganese is deposited at the same time around 2 billions. And it's unique place in the world when we have these world natural nuclear reactors. It was 16, we still have only one because most of them have been exploited by mining company, but we saved one. Okay. Now I would like to introduce some major aspects about the definition of multicellularity. Multicellularity, that means individuality, coordinated growth, size, plus or minus increasing diversity, and our knowledge till 10 years ago is the rise of multicellularity around 550 million years ago. This is what our knowledge before, nothing more. Now I would like to show you this schematic figures with our knowledge about the state of art of life history. The first traces is around 3.5 billion years. It's mainly filamentous, bacterial filamentous, and bacterial mat. I will show you some examples. Around 1.6, 1.5, we have some kind of big filament called Gripania spiralis. So for some people, it's algae, for others, it's bacteria, so it's still debated. And we have here this famous Ediacaran biota. This is our knowledge about life history. And you can see that nothing mentioned around 2.1 billion years ago. Now we have some example of what some colleagues discover around 3.5 billion years. Here you can see for the scale is around 10 micron. It's filamentous, it's bacteria. So it's very interesting discovery. And we know at 3.5 we have the first record of life represented by bacterial filament. Good discovery in South Africa and Barberton Basin by colleagues from Liège University. They discovered this kind of cellular material here. It's organic. It's big. It's around 20 to 25 micron, something like that. So it's very big. And as you can imagine, at 3.2 billion years, normally we are supposed to have nothing about like this kind of life. So they explain this by probably cyanobacteria, probably acritage, but it's still debated. It's very interesting, but it's still debated. Now here we have this famous Gripania spiralis, and it's always the same traces. It's some people explain this like algae, for others is bacteria, but it's always the same. There is no diversity. It's exactly the same structure. Here we have at 1.6 billion years ago, we have this kind of tubular material discovered in India by our colleague Stefan Bengtsson from Stockholm. And you can see here by this image obtained by synchrotron that we have 1 millimeter of length, and it's well organized. But the problem is the interpretation. We have no idea if it is cyanobacteria, if it is green algae, if it is fungi. So it's always the same problem when we are working in Precambrian. It's always debated. Now we are at 1.2 billion years. We have this kind of material interpreted by Nicola Butterfield from Cambridge University like red algae, probably bacteria. We don't know. The question is still open. And now we have this famous Ediacaran. Ediacaran is multicellular life, macroscopic multicellular life with big diversity, and everyone knows this material coming from Australia. Now, what is the input of Gabonese rocks? First of all, we are geologists. We need to understand paleoenvironmental and paleocondition of the positional setting. For that, we need to go to the outcrops. And outcrops in this country, most of the time, are in quarry. And this quarry was exploited for this kind of sandstone material. And this quarry is divided into parts. The lower part is formed by mainly sandstone. And after that, we have this hard ground. And after hard ground, we have black shales. And all of this material, fossils coming from this part. We interpret this, we have our background of sedimentologists. So our interpretation is it's large cross-lamination, probably corresponding to surface deltaic system or something like that, or estuarian. So we are not very, very deep water. It's really shallow water. And the material discovered at the top of the sandstone is represented by the alternation of sandstone, small sandstone, it's around 5, 6 to 10 centimeter, and black shales. And most of the fossils are inside these black shales. But we have also bacterial mat in sandstone and black shales. But before starting work in this country, we need absolutely to clean the outcrops because it's I cannot say horrible, but it's absolutely wet system with a lot of water. So vegetation is growing. So we need to clean, and it take for us some 3, 4, 5 days work. And the objective is to arrive to this kind of situation with clean rocks. But we need to work before. It's hard work. Now by this this picture, we can see that we have this kind of Burgess shale conservation with lamination like this. We have very nice black shales alternating with some sandstone, like I showed you before. So it's not very hard to excavate fossil and rocks from this place. Now this is what we have discovered at the beginning. What you can see here the scale. You have all of this material, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 specimens with print counterprint, and all of them are periodized at this stage. For this picture, most of the specimens are periodized, formed by iron and sulfur. So to compare this, but with any actual organism, it will be not really honest. So we need to understand first what is the composition and what is the internal and external composition. For that, in Poitiers, we have the chance to have this micro CT scan. It's like scanner. Huh? So it's the first one we had at 2005 and the new one in 2014. So it's very interesting material, and we can scan this sample here inside by X-ray through the specimens, and the specimens inside this machine. And it's like when you are in scanner in the medicine, you need to see what happened inside some place in your body. So it's interesting to see what happened inside and outside. So this machine brings big help for us. So here you can see, for example, the samples come from the field, and here you have the image obtained by X-ray tomography. I will just, because the time is limited, give you just one explanation. Here we have this kind of transparency, gray level, and here we have volume 3D. So what we see here, for example, it's details of organization, which it's not absolutely not possible to see at this scale. So it's interesting to see this radial fabric around this plan of symmetry, and we can really observe that it is very good organization. Why we did that? Because the big question is the biogenicity. You need to prove it is life, because we are at 2.1 billion years, and the biological record at this period before this work was empty. This image, supposed it's 3D animation, but yesterday I tried with Hasna, but it doesn't work with Webex. So I am sorry, I will not show you this 3D animation, but another 3D animation will work later. So here we can just see how the specimen are discovered in the basin. You can see the specimen with print counterprint. So it's like, how to say, very simple fossilization or normal fossilization. Now we have some specimens. You can see, for example, here is the specimen from the field, and here is tomography. We can see that I want to show you some kind of biodiversity, and the scale is more than 235 centimeters. For example, the specimen is 15 centimeter. This one is 8 centimeter, and this one is 18 centimeters. So it's very big, and we have also small, medium, and big specimens. So it's very nice, and it's very interesting to compare the size and shape of different specimens. Here, this one is very exciting because you have the body of the specimen, and you have also the death mask, the bacterial mask. I mean, the bacteria eating, creating the biodegradation of the specimen. So it's a really good example to show that we have very nice and excellent conservation. Here we have other specimens, but they are not periodized. They are like this, as you can see here. We have this kind of radial fabric, sometimes H5, sometimes H3, but they are not periodized. And here we have acritage, like in South Africa. It's very common. You can see here the scale is probably around 15 microns, so it's not very big, but it's organic composition. Now the oxygen story. For oxygen, we use a lot of techniques. Of course, I will not show all of them. I will just go to show you what we know, our knowledge about oxygen story. As I told you before, we have no oxygen or very few oxygen before 2.5. I mean, before glaciation. And after this glaciation, we have this first big jump of oxygen here. And biota, Gabonese biota, coming from this maximum increasing of oxygen. But as I told you before, we have this drop of oxygen around 1.9 going through 1 billion, this boring billion, where oxygen was very low, and it's still mysterious question why. It's still open question. And we have the next glaciation and next increasing of oxygen with the emergence of Ediacaran. This is the story of oxygen. Now we use different approach, geochemical approach, carbon, iron speciation, sulfur speciation, different approach. But now I want just to show you directly the result, final data, final result. We are not all of the new specialists of oxygen story. That's why I put some color. Here it's blue, that means that we have oxygen. Here we have no oxygen, blue oxygen, where fossils are discovered. And where it's red is oxenic. Here is the beginning of this boring billion, where the oxygen dropped. So we can see here that after above the specific, the occurrence of specimen, we have this decreasing drop of oxygen. We can imagine this artistic presentation, of course. We can imagine Earth like this, and the system is very shallow water, not more than 30, 50 meters. It's not very deep with bacterial mat. We have the indication presence of bentonite. We have ash deposit, and the moon at this time was 30% close to the Earth. So it's interesting, and we imagine that our specimens, most of them, are on the top benthic specimen. Now what is new? The new story was published last 1 year ago, and we try to explain this kind of morphology. And the kind you see here is around 12 meter, and you have print counterprint and it's periodized, and we have this kind of compartimentalization, huh? And here we have this bifurcation. So it's very difficult to interpret. And this one is somehow the same. Normally it's 3D animation, but it doesn't work. And we can see the host rock around, and we can imagine something moving. We can just imagine. But if you look the image obtained by X-ray tomography, here what you have the top of the bed, and here you have the tubular specimen, and you can see that they are going down and going up, going down, going up. So the question is, it is moving. What happened? But it's to talk about moving at 2.1 billion years, it's absolutely incredible. So now we have this stereoscopy. All of this image is obtained thanks to microtomography. So it's absolutely very good tool for us, for geologists. So I encourage all of you to use the technique, and you are very welcome to Poitiers. So here we need some 3D glasses, and we can see inside and outside. So it's very, very interesting and very didactic. But here, please tell me, now the animation is working or not?
Yes, it is. It's okay. Thank you.
Fine.
Perfect.
Fine. So here we have the rocks, and when we take out the sediment, the host rock, we are surprised by the presence of this tubular morphology. And here we have bacterial mat. So they are in the vicinity, they are close to the bacterial mat, and some of them, they are vertical, some of them, they are horizontal. So it's interesting. And if you look at this one, you can see that it's going inside, and it's absolutely going up and down. So if you look at this section, it's very interesting. We are just cutting, following the parallel to the bed, and we can follow the specimen, and the specimen is cut in lamination. So the interpretation is nothing difficult. We have just to imagine something moving. But to imagine, it's not enough. You need to prove. And for that, we use different geochemical tools. I will not present this today because we have no time. But thanks to the camera, thanks to the X-ray tomography, we can go inside the tube and we can see what happened inside. And I hope that it will success because, yes, hope you are with me inside the tubular morphology. So we can see also outside and we can see inside. So it took a lot of time, around 8 to 9 years working hard to prove that it's this kind of material is corresponding to bioturbation light. I use this term because I want to avoid any mistake. So it's movement, and it's movement through sediment. And the oldest movement described in the Earth history. Sorry. So here we need to interpret which kind of organisms are able. So one of the interpretation, there's many, it could be probably some kind of aggregation of amoeboid cell and migrating in cellular slime mold at times of starvation. When they need oxygen or they need to food, something like that, they work like one organism and they go through the sediment. So it's one of the interpretation we suggest. So now if we summarize all of the biota, we have different morphology: elongate, lobate, circular, subrounded, string-shaped morphology, circular morphology, organic walled morphology. We have more than 700 specimens. So now if we add this mobility story and this unique collection of fossils, so here we can now add the biota from Gabon here in this state of art about life history. Here is the beginning, but when the conditions are favorable for the life development with oxygen, with nutrients, etc., life is possible to develop here, somewhere here. And of course, we have some, I will discuss about what happened after this. And here we have the next story of Ediacaran. So before Ediacaran, we have the first tentative, the first emergence of multicellularity. Now the question is, have we any biological innovation at this time? So we come back to the oxygen story. Look here, we have two similar states. Here at 2.1 and here around the Ediacaran world, we have increasing of oxygen. So if we look at the Gabonese story, here we have our fossils, and up we have end of oxygenation. Sorry. So fossils are here, end of oxygenation. So we have the extinction of biota and biological crisis. And we go far. 1 billion later, we have inclusion of oxygen and Ediacara. And after that, we have drop of oxygen and Ediacara and biota disappear. So we have two big extinctions before the five big one after the Cambrian explosion. So as always, they said, I am just one of the team, international team. Here we have young team, we have multicolor team, multicolor. Look at him, he's very, very white. I am not very white. You know, it's multicolor. This is what I like, is multidisciplinarity and people from everywhere, because we have absolutely a good chance to work with all of these people. And in order to make all of this story very available for everyone, we made some virtual museum. Here is the address, is available, is open access, and you can see all of the everything. So we try to summarize all of our story with 3D, 2D, movie, etc. So I invite you to go and to visit this. You are absolutely very welcome. This is media, but normally I was not supposed to show you this, but well, it's coming because this topic is how to absolutely very good for large public. So it's for us very big pleasure to share with people and with media. So yeah, so it's just we are proud with this. So thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so
Merci
much.
beaucoup.
We
Merci
applaud.
beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, merci.
Merci Abdelrazak. Merci beaucoup. Excellent.
Excusez-moi, je suis un peu long, mais j'ai fait au mieux.
Non, c'était excellent. Merci infiniment. Fabuleux. Donc, alors,
So I am available for your questions, so please feel
Yes.
free to ask them.
yes.
Disposition. Voilà.
So thank you so much, Abdelrazak, for this wonderful. It's always so great pleasure to hear about your work and to hear you talk about this with a lot of how to say, it's from the heart, and so it's wonderful. So thank you so much. And
Merci à vous.
if you have questions, of course, in Arabic or in French or in English, so you are welcome to. So we will take a short time for questions with Abdelrazak, and then if you want, we will. If you have some things to discuss about our activities in At-Tariq, and then at the end, I will ask you, all of you, to put your cameras to take a group photo of all of us. So if you agree, we begin with the questions to Abdelrazak. So perhaps I don't know how we may do it, but just one micro, because even though we will not hear. So I switch off my micro. Is there any comments or questions? Khadija, would you like to give us some words about?
Okay.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much to be here.
Thank you so much, Hasna, dear friend. And first of all, I want congratulations for this initiative. So really proud of you and proud of At-Tariq Foundation. Nice to see everybody and every friend, because I have not got the information at time, but it's okay. Thank you, dear Abdelrazak.
Merci.
It was really wonderful and excellent, like every time. Thank you so much.
Merci.
And c'était très pédagogique. Hein.
Oui.
I want to really to congratulate Hasna and Atarek Foundation members and every students, because that's such initiative we need. We need to talk together. We need to improve our what we are doing every week, every month, and every year, and that's such things we have to. It's our responsibility. About what Abdelrazak present, it's really excellent, and I want to say one thing, that is tomography is really it is allowing us to discover things that never we think that we were able to discover, and this technique is very important, and congratulations also Abdelrazak, because and also I want to thank you, because we did a lot of things with our PhD students, and your help to allow them to access to this technique is very helpful, and that's just the beginning. It is just the beginning, because we learn more. When we were at university, we never think that these details could be accessible. I don't know, but now it is a revolution of paleontology, and we have just to do it. We have just to go to the field and to do the work very well, and it will have good and excellent results. Thank you, Abdelrazak, for your presentation, and thank you, Hasna, for allowing us to follow this conference, and also all what this beautiful window on all the discovery in paleontology and our heritage. Thank you so much.
Merci. Radia, is my dream. My dream is to bring this method to Morocco. So we tried with you, we tried with Hasna,
Yeah.
and we must continue, because I am sure that it will bring very big help, not only for paleontology, but for planetology, for meteorite work, for everyone. And we know that because we scanned this nice meteorite from meteorite has no meteorite.
No, it's not.
So the data is fantastic, and it's absolutely exciting, and we are proud to. When we have some committee in our department, we say that we have chance and the pleasure to scan this in our lab. So this method should be, because it's possible now to have this material in Morocco. Until now, there is no any university with this material. So we need absolutely to work together and try to convince people, because it's not really expensive, really, to be honest. It's not really expensive. The only thing is to find the good technical staff, and we are ready, really ready to help, to le former. On peut le former, c'est pas un problème. Vous connaissez Arnaud. We have one of the best engineer guy in our university, one of the best in Europe, even in the world. He's very, very good and very kind guy. So we are very open to try to give you all of these skills. So we have just to find possibility, and who can listen us.
Thank you so much, Abdelrazak. I know that you are so supportive, and actually, I've been to your lab, and it's not my meteorite; it's Tissot meteorite. It's the Martian meteorite that we we did the scan, and we did also another very nice fall, Moroccan fall that is. Tandacht. Okay, so just I have two. There are two people that want to give questions. Fouzia and then Yusuf Dafi. مرحبا بك. You are welcome to the At-Tariq Foundation. But before, I would like just to introduce Khadija Hariri. She didn't introduce herself. Khadija is one of the best paleontologists in Morocco. She's also a very good friend of mine, but she's doing a wonderful, extraordinary work. And I would like
Thank you, dear Hasna.
it's real, and you know that. And Khadija is director of the École Normale Supérieure of Marrakech. And she's doing a lot of research in paleontology and very nice things in Morocco. And as I said, it's so important to have such energy and to we are sharing the same dreams, and we are sharing the same view of the future of science in Morocco, and not only on the view, but also by the work that is done and the publications and the PhD students, etc. So there is a lot of work done in Qadi Iyad University in Marrakesh in paleontology, in geology, but also in astrophysics, etc. So it's I would like to congratulate all our colleagues working.
Merci
so hard.
beaucoup, Chef Hasna. Merci beaucoup.
It's normal. So, okay, I have Fouzia Haysen, then Yusuf Dafi, then Philippe Lambert. Welcome, Philippe, with us. I'm so happy to see you. And then you can introduce yourself when you have the floor. So first, Fouzia Haysen. Fouzia, you want to give your question? Yeah.
Vous m'écoutez là?
Oui, Fouzia.
On t'entend, vas-y.
Abdelrazak?
Oui, Fouzia.
Ça va, Khaï? C'est un plaisir de t'écouter comme toujours.
Allah, c'est un plaisir, moi aussi. Je suis toujours heureux d'échanger avec vous. Voilà.
Ah oui, je vais mettre la caméra comme ça, tu me vois un petit peu.
Ah, ben voilà le plaisir, il est clair maintenant.
I want just to ask one question.
Yeah.
You think that these Gabonese fossils are an exception, or we can found fossils like that old in other regions?
You know, the problem, you know, you can imagine that we think about this question a lot of time ago. So when we tried, the problem is the conservation of the rocks.
Yeah.
Most of the rocks, 2.1 or 2 billion years, most of them, even all of them, are metamorphosed. And we have schistosity sometimes. We had, I mean, that's why I always say that I want to say it in French because I don't know to say it in English. Le seul mérite qu'on a dans cette histoire, c'est que la roche est bien conservée. Et on n'a pas beaucoup de mérite, en fait, nous, si on veut dire les choses. I mean, the conservation of rocks, material, it's absolutely big help for us to find this kind of rocks, kind of fossils. But I'm still optimistic because thanks to this kind of technique and methods, now there is absolutely a lot of new techniques could be used in order to diagnostic and to discover things, even the very, very few. Now we are able to catch bacteria, you know, it's incredible. We are able to work at nanoscale. So I'm still optimistic, but till now we have nothing really special, exceptional at 2.1 billion somewhere in the world, except in Gabon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Merci, Hassan.
Okay, thank you so much. So Fouzia Haysen is also, I would say one of the most known and one of the best geologists in Morocco. She's working, she's geochemist actually, and she's doing datation of rocks, and she's working in the Sahara in Morocco, and she has incredible results. And also she's working in the Rif, and she's our Secretary General in At-Tariq, and we are proud to have her with us in our team. And so I hope that in the very next future, she will give this very short conference for us with At-Tariq. We can discuss this after. So thank you so much, Fouzia. And now Yusuf Dafi. So you asked, you wanted to have to talk. مرحبا.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Professor Hassan. Thank you very much. I don't know if you hear me clearly or not.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Great. That's great. So I would like to thank Professor Albani for the talk, and it was with pleasure to listen this talk for the second time, because the first one it was in Rabat, if you remember. And I want to say to you that you are more than welcome to your country for the proposition, and we can of course discuss this proposition with a great pleasure. So I just want to thank also the At-Tariq Foundation for the work accomplished. So if not, I forgot to present myself. I'm Yusuf Dafi, I'm a geologist, and I am CP. It's a competent person in SMU in USA, and also EFG, the European Federation of Geologists. So currently, I am in charge of the program Living Lab, which is on in experimental mine at University Mohammed VI Polytechnic at Ben Guerir. So and also I'm a lead of the initiative that we are launching in the beginning of this month, which is called the weekly e-conferences, and we invited Professor Hasna for the next Wednesday to host a conference around meteorites. And I would like to thank Professor Hasna for accepting this invitation, and thank you all for this organization of this first anniversary of the At-Tariq Foundation. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Yusuf, and you are really welcome and nice. I think that you are talking about the microtomograph. So as Abdelrazak says, we tried, at least I tried in my university to get one, and so of course it's okay. We didn't succeed yet, but yeah, I think that all of you knows that when I have an ID, I struggle to my ID. So I hope that we will be able to do so, and perhaps, why not? Perhaps with Mohammed VI University in Ben Guerir, UM6P, they have a lot of analytical techniques, and perhaps it will be possible with them. We'll see. So then, who was the next in the list? I think it's Philippe, the next in the list. And then I have someone that is administrateur. I don't know the name. C'est toi qui est administrateur, c'est toi qui as demandé la parole?
Je ne vois pas pourquoi il m'a affiché administrateur.
Ok, c'est bon, c'est bon. Donc, il y a Philippe Lambert et puis après, c'est toi. C'est bon. Tu es sur moi, tu as affiché comme administrateur. Donc, Philippe, merci infiniment d'être avec nous aujourd'hui. Ah, on t'entend pas. On t'entend pas.
Ah, il a disparu.
Non.
Hasna, on t'entend pas.
Oui, mais,
Là, ça va.
oui,
Non,
mais
t'entends.
moi, je ne parlais pas. En fait, je disais à Philippe qu'on ne l'entendait pas.
Il faut qu'il appuie sur son truc, peut-être son micro, il est bloqué là.
Il faut qu'il
Alors-
active son micro.
Donc, Philippe, je sais que c'est frustrant, mais, mais alors ce que je te demanderais, peut-être, si tu peux, alors soit je t'appelle sur WhatsApp et tu parles, soit tu écris, tu m'envoies, oui, tu peux, je ne sais pas si j'ai ton WhatsApp, et comme ça tu peux avoir, on peut t'entendre.
C'est juste qu'il n'a pas activé son micro, Hasna.
Non, il
Si,
n'a pas activé son micro.
non,
hein.
même quand il est activé, on l'entend pas. Et des fois, il y a des problèmes, donc c'est pas un problème. Je vais juste attendre donc, on avait fait ça avec Fouzia la dernière fois en réunion. Alors,
Et lui écrit sur le chat qu'il envoie sa question par WhatsApp.
ok, donc Philippe, si
Ah, t'as fait, là.
on va écouter Azza et ensuite on revient à toi.
Ok, merci. Alors, il y a déjà donc une première question que je voudrais poser, c'est que you talk about manganese and black shales, and I want to see if there are some relation between these matters and life. The same case for the oxygen. Est-ce que my question is it clear?
Please, répète, s'il te plaît.
Bon, alors, je disais que vous avez parlé du manganèse
Oui,
et de la
oui.
matière organique.
Écoute,
Okay, you talk about
C'est
manganese
pas-
and
c'est pas
organic
grave.
matter.
Oui.
Are there for you? Are there a
Dès
relation
que
between the life and these matters
dès que
in the same
la
case
question est
for the
finie,
oxygen?
mais tu restes avec moi et
Yeah,
puis je
yeah.
vais te mettre
I understand
juste
what you
le
mean.
son.
The-
D'accord?
I mean the
Super.
formation of
Non, pas de
oxygen.
problème.
The
Avec
no,
plaisir.
not oxygen. The accumulation of manganese. The model of accumulation is now well known. It's well constrained. My colleagues they work a lot of time on this, so it's very clear. Manganese is coming from large of the basin by high upwelling.
Yeah.
The beginning is hydrothermal activity toward the deep place of the basin, very far. But all of this manganese coming by hydrothermal activity is bringing by upwelling system. And with this manganese coming at the top, it's became like manganese oxide, and manganese oxide precipitate. But this precipitation was done in anoxic conditions. And this manganese is dissolved and go inside dolomites and black shales. So we have a lot of black shales with a lot of organic matter. So this organic matter is mainly, if I understand our work and the work done by colleagues, coming from algae and bacteria, because there is a lot. It's sometimes around 10% of carbon organic, total organic carbon. But we cannot make any direct link between this accumulation of manganese in black shales and this macroscopic organism. But we can make link with cyanobacteria because we have a lot of indication of this. We have the fossilization of this, and probably also algae, but not with macroscopic life, because macroscopic life need to be in the oxic conditions, and this quarry, well, specimen, it's very clear. We are in oxic conditions because we are really with fascious specific typic of shallow water, very shallow water. No immersion, but shallow water.
Okay. Thank you.
Merci.
Merci à toi, ça fait plaisir de te revoir, même par Internet.
Même virtuellement.
Pleasure to see you, yeah, virtuellement, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't introduce yourself, Azza?
Azadi, I am a mining geologist. I am a professor at the mining high school of Rabat. I am a member of Atarek. I think that's all. It's
Yes,
sufficient
okay.
that.
Yes, it's you are more than this, and you know. So, Monsieur
Toujours
Azza,
un plaisir, c'est ça.
Yes, so César contributes so much to the
It's a
geology
pleasure to see you.
of Morocco. So thank you so much for all what you did for geologists for so long time. We all of us appreciate your input in the geology of Morocco and your hard work for Moroccan geologists. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now, Philippe. Okay, you. I will put you on a. So you can talk now.
Okay. Do you hear me now with the telephone?
Do you hear Philippe?
Yeah,
Ça va, ça va.
it's okay.
And you? You do. Okay. So first,
Yes.
I am very pleased to be part of this exercise. I'm in the Ataric and this peculiar way of communicating today. So thanks, Hasna, and all the group for having settled this association, for the group you have raised, and for the objective you are about to. Okay. So to say about myself, I am a specialist of large impact craters and the effect in rocks. Nowadays, the effect incidence on life is not only related to the extinction and mass extinctions, that probably occurs much more often than what we know in the last 100 million years. So it had to the discussion that we heard today. Oxygen is one possible cause for total extinction, but there are some other potentials. Okay, and my question relates to the durability, the ability of this organic material to survive time and energetic conditions. And I'm going to make the link with the meteorites. As you are all aware, since Murchison in 1969, the most primitive meteorites, cavernous meteorites, happen to have embarked a large number of organic compounds, and at least organic molecules that are already quite elaborate. And if I understand well, not only amino acid have been found, but recently a protein. My question is, what is the potential for material like the one that you have reported in these black shales? What is the difference, I would say, compared to these bricks of life that are found in meteorite, in terms of probability to survive through space and time, as impacts are definitely the mechanism by which these meteorites have been transported from one body where this organic material was born, if I can say so, and Earth, where we are recovering this material. So this question is open to the entire community, of course. Okay. And to end up with my speech, I would like to mention that in our group, the assembly of people that I'm gathering, I have gathered to study the Rochechouart impact crater that is, by the way, only less than 100 kilometers from Poitiers. You know, a group that is counting about 100 scientists throughout the world. There are two from Poitiers. One is Mrs. Sabine Petit, that probably you know, of course, and who directed the IC2MP for quite a while. And the other is Claude Geoffroy, who recently joined us and has a project with biomarkers. I hand up this bracket, I close this bracket, and I say that you are most welcome to visit us in 100 kilometers from where you live, and possibly to give a talk at some stage there. Bye-bye. And thank you, Mr. El-Barani, for this wonderful talk.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Bon, il faudrait que tu me... Parce qu'un mot sur deux qui m'échappe. Est-ce que tu peux me... Il y a deux questions, c'est ça? J'ai bien compris.
En fait, bon, il ne faudrait pas que je modifie ce que Philippe a dit.
Non, mais le problème, c'est que ça coupe de temps en temps, c'est pour ça.
Oui, en gros, c'est le lien entre la matière organique qui est contenue dans les chondrites carbonées et enfin, des organismes...
La matière organique que nous avons, nous, dans nos échantillons à nous, c'est ça?
Attends. Tu n'es plus en ligne. Il n'est plus en ligne, donc...
Alors, ce que j'ai compris. Alors, je vais dire ce que j'ai compris. Non.
Oui.
Voilà. La question, effectivement, est par rapport à la capacité de la matière organique qui, d'une part, se trouve dans les météorites et qu'on arrive à récupérer sur Terre.
Oui.
Après avoir connu un transit de plusieurs milliards d'années, un impact qui a expulsé cette matière depuis le corps parent, et l'impact et la traversée de l'atmosphère et finalement la collision avec la Terre. Il me semble que la probabilité pour survivre est pas très différente de celle pour cette matière que vous trouvez dans les black shells, de passer à travers le temps et des mécanismes énergétiques.
Ouais. J'ai compris. Je peux répondre à la première question, sinon je vais oublier. Hein,
oui, vas-y.
Voilà. Non, le contexte est différent, très différent. La matière organique des météorites carbonées dont il parle, qui subissent ce que vous maîtrisez mieux que moi, à savoir la traversée de l'atmosphère, les impacts avec... Bon, ça, c'est des choses qui sont tout à fait bien maîtrisées, on a une idée précise, et on voit très bien de quel type de matière organique, essentiellement graphitiques, qui sont liées à ce type de météorites carbonées. Là, c'est pas le cas. Là, on est sur des choses totalement différentes. On est sur des choses qui étaient au départ organiques et qui ont été minéralisées. Sorry, it will be in English. I am sorry. I should explain in English. Oh, sorry. I forget. No. J'ai oublié. No, it's different. We cannot. It's the comparison with our stuff, with our material is different because for meteorite with carbon, the impact with the atmosphere and all of the conditions. Physical, chemical conditions are different. In our case, the organic matter we have two types of organic matter. We have the organic matter transformed to minerals, like by periodization, that it's very common in geological and biological record. And we have this disseminated organic matter inside the black shales, inside the rocks. So it's different. And the origin of this organic matter, we try to understand it by using biomarker, but biomarker 2.1 billion years disappear. The chance to find any trace of biomarker is very, very weak, even impossible. So it's difficult to compare, and it's two types of organic matter. They are absolutely different. And the next question, what was about Rochechouart? No, about
no,
what?
sorry, it was, yeah, you are.
Il a parlé de Poitiers.
Oui, ben, il t'invite
On t'entend plus, Asna.
Il a parlé du
Ah,
Rochoir.
pardon. En fait, oui, bon, c'est la deuxième question. En fait, c'est pas une question, c'est que donc Philippe a un groupe d'une centaine de chercheurs autour des cratères d'impact de grande taille. Et ils ont un centre à Rochechouart.
Non,
Et
oui.
c'est à moins de 100 km de chez toi. Et donc,
De Poitiers, on le connaît, oui.
Et il t'invite à y aller et à donner une conférence. Et donc, ils ont des coopérations avec des collègues de Poitiers, quelques-uns de tes collègues de Poitiers. C'est bien ça, Philippe?
Oui.
Oui, c'est bon?
Tout à fait.
Voilà.
Donc Claude Geoffroy qui a un projet avec Rochechouart sur les biomarqueurs.
Voilà. Donc, c'est bon?
Claude Geoffroy qui est une copine.
Voilà.
Ah, okay. Claude is a friend of me, so we know each other. We are in the same lab, so I will be happy. I to be honest, I've never visited this place, but and it's really a pity that Poitiers don't work on this place. I don't know why, but if we can develop some collaboration, I will be open for that. We have just to be connected each other, and I can visit you or you come to Poitiers. You are very welcome. Il est basé où, Philippe? Pardon, je ne sais pas.
C'est à Rochechouart. Il est à
Rochechouart. D'accord, très bien. C'est pas loin. Très bien. Thank you very much, Philippe. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Philippe, for the question and the input. Mike, would you like to say something about carbonaceous chondrites or organic matter of comparison between organic matter from carbonaceous chondrites and what is existing in those fossils?
Yeah, so I'm not an expert on organics in terrestrial fossils, but it's undeniable that there are abundant organics in many carbonaceous chondrites, especially some of the ones like Bile-Winsowan, right, which I'm mispronouncing, I'm sure, was loaded with organics. Yeah, and including, tiny little organic nanoglobules, which are hydrocarbon hologlobules, which could be interpreted as a precursor to cells, perhaps by some people. That they're not organic, but they form naturally in any kind of inorganic situation where you have lipids and water that has a high pH. So people are looking for evidence of microbial materials and meteorites. No one's found it yet. But again, you remember you're looking at meteorites, and the organics there are, for the most part, more than 4 billion years old, and so the chemical evidence for living organisms would have been degraded quite a bit during that time. So maybe a lost hope to try to find things like that in meteorites, but we're still looking. People are looking, but so far, just the precursors to life only, I think.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mike. Is there any other question to Abder? And if there is no more questions about the conference, so you are welcome to give your feedback or your comments or your suggestions for At-Tariq Foundation. And so again, I'm inviting our scientists from the scientific committee and from the members to contribute by a short conference, by a short video, and so it would be nice if you contribute to At-Tariq by this way. So if there is Is there any other question to Abdelrazak?
Can I, please, Hasna?
Who is talking? Sorry.
Khadija
Yes, of
El
course.
Hariri.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I want just to ask a question to Abdelrazak. It's about the cost. Our cost to virtual medium. We are very interested by virtual medium on Fazwata.
How cost? You mean
Yeah,
money?
yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. You want to know how it costs to have this museum? C'est ça?
Yes, yes, Abdelrazak. Thank you so much.
So it costs a lot of first of all, it costs a lot of time before money.
No, it's not a problem.
It's
not about time.
A lot of time, a lot of energy, and in my case, because it was a project in collaboration with La Région Nouvelle-Aquitaine, it was something to be open to everyone. So we need to have a company. So it was 15,000 euro, 15,000 euros for the society. So it depends of your, if you have, if you want to have something very, very 3D and very exceptional things, etc., it's of course more expensive. Okay? It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Abdelrazak.
Voilà, donc 15 000 euros, plus beaucoup de temps et beaucoup d'énergie.
Beaucoup de temps, beaucoup d'énergie, il n'y a pas de souci.
On trouvera l'argent, on va trouver.
Besoin de l'expertise. L'argent, il y est.
Alors, for expertise, to be honest, because I spend a lot of time, I learn a lot. So, like for tomography, as I discussed with Hasna, I am absolutely available if you need any knowledge, any expertise, anything, I will help, of course, as soon as maximum, and in order to avoid some mistake I made myself. So it's very interesting to discuss with people with some experience. So if we can discuss, because it was supposed for me to come to Morocco in March and in April, but all is cancelled. So, voilà, c'est comme ça.
Okay.
Malheureusement.
Okay, so thank you so much. But Khadija, I invite you to take a look to our. Okay, it's a small tentative. It's not professional, but we created. So thanks to Fatem Zahra Jadid, that is a PhD student, we created a virtual museum. So it's with the free software. It's not professional. We can do much more better than this, of course, with professionals. But okay, it's the first step, and it would be wonderful, fabulous to have such a museum with much more information and much more galleries, etc. So I hope you will enjoy it. I'll send the link after, and I hope you will enjoy it. And we are still working on this, but it's nice. Okay. So is there any other question to Abdelrazak?
Just a short.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hasna. Can we do it in a master degree with according to this experience, and also to Abdelrazak and l'université de Poitiers expérience? Est-ce qu'on peut le faire? Est-ce que ça pourrait être envisageable dans le cadre d'un master, d'un projet de fin d'études de master?
Alors, on avait, pourquoi pas, mais il faut vraiment qu'on qu'on choisisse la personne qui doit être. We should absolutely select. I mean, we need someone who is familiar with the computer and who
And
like this kind of
and software. Yeah.
Yeah, voilà.
We can discuss this with, if you want, Khadija. We can discuss this. Actually, we had to have a special meeting with Abdelrazak about our virtual museum. So we can discuss this.
Okay, it's okay, Hasna.
Tomorrow,
It's okay.
because we had to discuss this together anyway. And Yusuf Dafi
Thank you
is
so
saying,
much.
oh, good, fabulous. And Yusuf Dafi wanted to wanted to talk. He has a suggestion. So Yusuf, you can talk if you want, please.
You know that we are very interested about Fazwa Tabuta, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yes, Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Professor Hasna. I have just a small proposition for a condition. It's around the learning about the meteorites, and they propose here the launch of master class in meteorites. It can be during 8 years or 5 years, where the students and the scientists who wanna learn about the meteorite, for example, to organize a week, special week for the students and give them at the last of the week attestation or something like that. I don't know if it can be a good proposition or not. Currently, from my experience, we have already done that in the mining. It was successful.
Moi, j'ai pas bien entendu, mais peut-être Hasna,
Moi non plus, j'ai perdu le son.
Really now? You hear me? Je reprends en français. Et la proposition, c'est le montage d'un masterclass spécial en météorite. Et l'idée, c'est d'organiser ce masterclass sur une semaine au profit des scientifiques souhaitant apprendre davantage sur le principe de la météorite et la science de météorologie. Donc, sur 5 jours, par exemple, avec 3 jours de cours, 2 jours de terrain, ça permet aux jeunes de se préparer ou d'apprendre mieux ce domaine qui est un peu méconnu, sinon spécialement au Maroc.
Yes, thank you so much for this suggestion, Yusuf. Yes, absolutely, we can do this. Actually, we are teaching, I don't know if you know this, but for 5 years ago, we introduced the cosmochemistry course in the bachelor degree in the national level. And this cosmochemistry course is talking about the history of elements, etc. And so normally all sciences de la vie et de la terre students, not sciences de la vie, STU, sciences de la terre et de l'univers, students in bachelor degree should have this course. But now next year all the programs will change, and of course it's a great idea to have this kind of master class. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
L'idée, madame, c'est pas seulement pour seulement pour les étudiants de la faculté, mais pour large public.
Yes,
pour large public, même les gens qui
yeah. I totally agree. So I'm taking a note about this, and we can have this as a project for next year, for example. And yeah, okay. Any other comments or question? Comment? Is it okay? Does someone want to add something?
Moi, j'ai une question, Hasna.
Yes.
Une question. Alors, Je la pose en anglais ou en français?
It's up to you.
Yeah. How is the situation now for everyone? Because you are all of you, and also here we are confined, and yeah, the situation is absolutely how to say different. Like, it's not bad, but it's different. So we need to think about the future. So I will be happy to think about this suggestion of Dafi, or to come back for giving talk in, I don't know, teaching masters, etc. But nobody knows when. And about this meeting in October in Fez, etc., etc. So till now, all of this still with question mark. We don't know when exactly we will go over this special situation. So I learned that for Morocco it will be in May. For us also in May, it will be in 11 of May, 11 I think. So we hope that after May we will be in June, probably, or July, situation will be different, and we will have perspective for the future. I hope. Voila.
Yeah. Yeah, we hope so. And actually, okay, the contribution of Yusuf Tafi is really nice, because it's a series of conferences. It's not small conferences. It's not a short conferences. It's a real conferences of about 40 minutes. And we already had one from Fouzia, one from CSA, and there are 2 other talks that have been given. And so it's very nice, because you are still learning with, even we are confined. And this is something important for us, to continue trying to disparate the science, even confined. And of course, I hope that it will not be for years, but but I think that I'm sure that all of us as researchers in confined, we have plenty of things that we have to publish, we have to write, we have to think about, and okay, as I said, I think that it's important to make it yeah, and to make it positive, because otherwise it's yeah, I think that it's important to make it positive for all of us. Okay, so I'm inviting all of you, if you want, to put your cameras, and for the...
Can I say just something, Hasna?
Yes, of course. I think...
Yeah.
If
first of all, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much, Hasna. And thanks, Abdelrazak, and thanks everybody. And I think also we have to our colleague and friend Mr. Driwish, and it's giving us an opportunity to answer all these questions. What can we do, and what is the timeline? What is the schedule? The schedule is in Fez, I think, and we have a lot of things to do together. It is an opportunity, and we have to discuss about what are the future. What is next? Sure, we have to organize master classes. That's one thing we have to do, and another thing I have to do with Hasna and Abdelrazak is a virtual museum about Fezwata and how to promote our heritage. That's what I want to say. And this is something we have to do together. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to add to Khadija, if you need some help, if you need me, I am here.
Yes.
You know it.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. I'm just waiting. Omar,
I'm
Samira.
taking notes.
Yes. Omar, Samira, would you like to say a few words? Soukaina?
Hasna, moi j'aimerais bien intervenir si tu permets. C'est Loubna.
Bien sûr. Non, mais je t'ai reconnu, Loubna. Oui. Bon, yes, of course you can talk, Loubna. We are.
Excuse me, but I'm going to speak in French if
Okay.
it don't matter. Alors, un mot pour te remercier de cette magnifique opportunité de rencontrer des gens aussi merveilleux et extrêmement impressionnants pour la néophyte que je suis. Donc, je ne suis pas une scientifique, mais je travaille avec la société civile. Et donc là, je réitère ma demande officiellement à tous les membres de Tarek de travailler sur des moyens de vulgarisation de la science auprès des populations du monde rural notamment, et où, j'allais dire, des jeunes et qui viennent des milieux qui n'ont pas accès à cette connaissance. Dans les villes, on a la possibilité d'avoir un accès assez simplifié à travers toutes les écoles, les universités, mais pas dans d'autres lieux. Et avec l'expérience qu'on a fait à Ibn Heddo, vous avez eu l'occasion de voir toute l'émotion qui était créée, tous les yeux des enfants qui brillaient. Et au fait, ce travail est très important. Et j'aimerais vraiment vous lancer un appel pour qu'on puisse travailler sur des supports de vulgarisation de ce que vous faites auprès du grand public et notamment du public qui n'y a pas accès. Et encore, merci encore de nous offrir la possibilité de collaborer ensemble.
Est-ce que je peux répondre à Madame Loubna, c'est possible?
Oui, bien sûr, bien sûr.
Alors cette remarque, je la trouve totalement pertinente. Can I answer in English? Non, en français, pardon.
There's no problem. You can answer in English. I can understand.
Librito, comme vous voulez.
It's okay.
Non, je vais faire en français, après on peut le traduire, je vais le dire en français, parce que c'est un truc, ça tombe très bien parce que c'est un projet qu'on est en train de monter.
Okay. So,
c'est un projet qu'on est en train de monter actuellement avec la région Nouvelle-Aquitaine. Et justement, l'objectif, c'est de s'adresser à tout le monde. I translate. Actually, we have a big proposal with our region Nouvelle-Aquitaine, and the objective is to share the information with people everywhere. So, but it costs a lot of money and a lot of time. So, because we need some kind of, it's always virtual. It's if you want to share information, it's interesting to go to people, but you need also some virtual possibilities. Because with virtual possibility, you have absolutely the opportunity to touch everyone at any time. And I think we should absolutely think about to develop this. It is not bad. It is not in competition with real contact with people, but it's complementary. Voilà, c'est ça ce que je dis.
Yes, you are totally right, Abdelrazak. And I just want to introduce Loubna. Loubna is a captain in Royal Air Maroc. She's driving planes. And a few weeks ago, we were on the field, and we went to a school, and we just say to the children that she was driving planes, and one boy, 8 years, says, "أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم." What's this? No, and they never say any plane, and they didn't know that the plane has something that is driving. Okay, so it's just for a joke, but Lubna is captain as well as Hisham, and they are part of our board of directors, and they are managing, and they created a fabulous initiative that is called We Speak Citizen, And thank you so much for all what you are doing for Ait Ibn Hiddu and other villages, both of you and the We Speak Citizen Group. So thank you so much to be with us today, and it's fabulous to have this, to share this energy, because what is very important for us is that we all are convinced that we have a mission, and our mission is to share the little knowledge that we have with the maximum of people. And you opened this for us in Ait Ibn Hiddu and in other villages, and this is fabulous. So thank you so much, Lubna.
Merci à toi, Hasna, et merci à vous de partager cette connaissance. Moi, vous m'avez totalement conquise.
Merci beaucoup. Donc, alors Badr disait que we have one PhD student that wanted that we introduce everyone. I think that it will be very difficult, Badr, to introduce everyone. But okay, we have our members. Members of a scientific committee, members of At-Tariq, members of the board of directors, and PhD students. And so it's a big group, but that's it. So can you put your cameras, please, to take a photo? We missed Omar. Omar, where are you? Sarah, how are you doing? Okay, Hisham, can you put your camera? Hassan, Badr, Nawal, Sukaina, Omar, please be back for 1 second.
Samira Labasalik.
Samira n'est pas là.
Yes. Si, elle est là. Sukaina, on ne te voit pas. On attend Hicham.
Samira Labas. C'est ça qui est Labasalik.
لاباس الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah.
We are still missing Al-Arabi. Alan, are you still here? I don't see you.
Is it your community?
Mariana Labasalik.
I think that it will be better if we switch. Alors, je pense que pour la photo, pour avoir les images, il vaut mieux arrêter les micros. Hicham, Lubna, please. Mohamed Aouchian, Hassan Leili, mettez vos caméras, s'il vous plaît. Bon, on va y arriver. Hein. Hop. Qui nous manque encore? Hassan. Hop. Please, can someone take a print screen for us? I can do it as I'm leading the conference, the meeting, but it would be nice if someone can do this. Wait. Okay, so I would like to... Sorry? Où sont? Comment? Ils sont tous
Je suis
là.
un étudiant.
Les vidéos sont où?
Ils sont tous là.
Moi, je les...
Je suis là.
Moi, je les vois pas. Donc, je vois
Non, il faut que tu
Khadija et Lubna.
Non, il faut que tu ouvres. Fouzia, il faut que tu ouvres, il faut que tu ailles en haut à droite et que tu cliques sur les participants et tu auras toutes les fenêtres. Donc, encore une fois, mille merci à tous. اسمح لنا السي الطالبي كفرناها معاك اليوم درنا كلشي بالانجليزيه وبالفرنسيه. المره الجايه غادي ندخلوا شويه ديال العربيه. نعتذر. Donc, so thank you so much to all of you that have been there, for being there, and thank you so much for all the active members. Thank you to the PhD students. You are doing a fabulous, wonderful work. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so proud of this energy that you are giving and that you are putting on this on At-Tariq, because it was a dream, and and you feel that with all this energy we can do nice things, and we are just in our first year. I hope that we will have much more achievements in the future. And thank you so much to all of you that you take time to be with us today. And it was a little bit challenging, but I didn't know if we will succeed, but it's good. And please go to visit the website. And please go to visit our virtual museum. I will send the links today or tomorrow morning. And again, I say it twice, but I will say it a third time. I would like to have people doing short conferences, 10 minutes video about one scientific question. To share in our Facebook and YouTube channel. And I don't want you to go, but and I don't want to go. I don't want to leave you, but I think it's time to say goodbye, and thank you to all of us. And is there anything you want to add?
I have just one information to give you, because it's interesting. 21 April 21 avril, at 9 o'clock p.m. French time, it's 7 o'clock p.m. Moroccan time. There is a movie, very nice movie, Histoire d'une nation. Histoire d'une nation, de la République depuis l'histoire de la France depuis la Troisième République. C'est très intéressant. Je vous invite à le voir, documentaire. Il est en trois tomes. Je suis en train de regarder la réalisatrice qui m'a envoyé des SMS. C'est hyper intéressant et ça nous apprend des choses. We learn a lot, and we did not learn something. Sometimes we learn something not true. And this movie, it's the commentary. It's absolutely amazing. So if you have time, please look at this. It's very, very exciting movie.
Sur quelle chaîne
France 4. It's France 4.
Okay.
Est-ce une coïncidence, Abdelrazak, parce que c'est juste le lendemain du confinement, du déconfinement?
Le lendemain du déconfinement, attends que je regarde. Ah bah non, où ça? Non.
C'est notre déconfinement au Maroc.
Non, Abdelrazak parle du 21 avril.
Avril.
Elle parle dans 2 jours.
Non, je parlais du... Non. Écoutez, c'est le syndrome du 20. Donc, comme on est maintenant branché sur le 20 mai, donc voilà, je suis désolée.
Alors, attends, comment tu vas l'écrire, ce 20?
Non, c'est vraiment intéressant. Regardez-le, vous allez apprendre des choses invraisemblables.
Alors je vais profiter, même si c'est pas, puisque tu parles du 21, Je vais profiter de votre présence à tous. Je voudrais souhaiter un joyeux anniversaire à Fouzia. Donc,
et le gâteau. Et le gâteau, et le gâteau.
C'est demain. Joyeux anniversaire, Fouzia.
Fouzia, nous voulons le gâteau.
Voilà.
Fouzia, on veut le gâteau.
Joyeux anniversaire.
Ah non, on te dira. Fouzia, on te dira joyeux anniversaire.
Joyeux anniversaire, Fouzia.
Merci tout le monde.
On t'embrasse.
Oui, mais tu vois, moi j'insiste pour le gâteau.
Oui.
Avec plaisir.
Après confinement.
C'est qu'on sort.
Donc, alors,
moi, je voudrais quand même.
Oui, vas-y.
Allez. Non, la galanterie oblige quand même. Je laisse Fouzia terminer.
Vas-y.
Je me dis.
Oui,
non, c'est bon.
Alors, moi, donc, je voudrais quand même remercier Hasna. C'est bien quand même tout l'effort que ça lui a demandé. Ça fait plaisir quand même avec ce confinement de voir que ceux qui sont autour de cette table, si je peux me permettre ainsi, sont en très bonne santé. C'est une très, très bonne chose. Merci Hasna, ça nous a permis de nous voir, même virtuellement. Donc, alors, thanks, and thanks everyone. It's a pleasure to see that everyone is very happy, and hope to see you next time.
Inch'Allah. Inch'Allah. Merci beaucoup, César. Merci beaucoup. Eh ben, donc,
thank you so much.
Merci à tous et à très bientôt, Inch'Allah. On sait maintenant que ça marche. Ça a l'air de marcher plutôt bien. C'était un peu l'angoisse, mais magnifique.
Non, ça marche très très bien. Merci beaucoup, Hasna.
Merci à tous. Merci. À bientôt. Au revoir.
Merci. Ciao.
Ciao.